Startling. Even though Alex Eala hasn't played her first match yet, more than 3,000 Filipino supporters have traveled to New York. The Eala effect is arriving in the Big Apple with a power no one anticipated, and Arthur Ashe Stadium is preparing for a takeover. This is not how everybody anticipated it would end. A Filipino 21-year-old has transformed the U.S. before the ball is even hit, open into the most sought-after ticket in town. Her Canadian partner has already described it as the most thrilling experience of his professional life. Something extraordinary occurred in New York as soon as Alex Eala's name appeared on the U.S. Open entrance list. The metropolitan area's more than 200,000 Filipino residents mobilized. They started planning watch parties, purchasing tickets, and getting ready to establish Flushing Meadows as Barangay Eala's newest branch. And the figures are astounding. Arthur Ashe Stadium is anticipated to be packed with more than 3,000 Filipino supporters solely for Eala's games. Even her mixed doubles partner, world number 4 Alex Eala, is astonished by what he's about to go through due to the tremendous demand. Eala told the Tennis Channel, "It's kind of funny because she's younger than me, but I feel like she has fan base and is carrying the crowd." The Canadian great, who won an Olympic bronze in mixed D doubles and twice advanced to the U.S. Open semifinals, is truly eager to see the Eala effect for himself. "I didn't play last year, so this is a fantastic opportunity. I get to experience what it's like to have a fan base and the Eala effect this time." The Filipino fan army has already demonstrated its strength, according to Augur Ala Simes. Every time the Raptors played in Toronto, Eala packed the 12,500-seat SoBi Stadium. Superfans even paid homage to Toronto's NBA team by dressing like Raptors. "I will always be appreciative. Mga kababayan, Marming Salamat." Eala reiterated that home is not a location but rather the Filipino people, saying, "Mahal ko kayong lahat." Augur Eala is aware of what is about to happen, and New York is currently preparing for the same occurrence. "I'll think, she has a fan base, right? She's carrying the audience, you know. It will therefore be fascinating." The tennis world is set to witness something unprecedented as the Eala effect makes its way to New York City. Felix Augur Eala knew precisely what he was getting into when he found out he would be playing mixed doubles with Alex Eala at the U.S. Open, and his response has shocked the tennis community. Told the Tennis Channel, "It's a great opportunity because obviously I didn't play last year, but this time around to kind of feel what it's like to have the Eala effect and fan base behind me, the world knows. She's younger than me, so it will be humorous, but I feel like I'm the one who has the fan following. It will be exciting because she is carrying the crowd." The Canadian sensation, who has won an Olympic bronze in mixed doubles and twice been to the U.S. Open singles quarterfinals, is genuinely thrilled about what lies ahead. He is aware of how full with tennis royalty the U.S. Open mixed doubles competition is. Elena Rybakina and Taylor Fritz, Iga Swiatek and Casper Ruud, and Novak Djokovic and Irina Sabalenka. Nevertheless, Augur Eala thinks he and Eala will be the crowd favorites despite all that star power. Their shared agency and ties to the Rafa Nadal Academy brought them together. Both players have connections to the academy. Eala trained in Mallorca during crucial formative years, and Augur Eala was once a member of Tony Nadal's coaching staff. Augur Eala has already seen the Eala effect from a distance as their trajectories now intersect in New York. He observed what transpired in the National Bank Open in his own Canada, where Eala only made it to the round of 16s despite packing SoBi Stadium for every match. As a tribute to Toronto's NBA franchise, he spotted the superfans dressed as Raptors. Additionally, he is aware that New York is about to experience an even greater impact from the same event. The sight was unlike anything the U.S. Open had ever witnessed when Alex Eala entered the practice courts at the USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center. Hours before her scheduled performance, thousands of Filipino supporters had formed a line, singing her name and waving Philippine flags. Practice courts, which were often vacant and calm, had turned into events unto themselves. The Big Apple was going to be rocked now that Eala had reached New York. It was not a novel phenomena. It had been constructed throughout North America for several months. Even in a competition when she barely made it to the round of 16, Eala packed Toronto's 12,500-seat SoBi Stadium for every Raptors game. Like a tribute to Toronto's NBA franchise, superfans dressed like Raptors went viral. Eala then addressed her Filipino admirers in Tagalog, saying, "I am eternally grateful. Mahal ko kayong lahat, mga kababayan, and Maraming Salamat. Her throng of supporters in Washington gave the Washington Open final the familiar feel of downtown Manila. Jessica, it's not fun to play against you. Just to see how far you've come over the last couple. Pagula acknowledged that playing against three was not enjoyable. The American remarked off years when we first played, to see the amazing fans that follow you every place you go. However, I do enjoy the truly enjoyable atmosphere. New York was now preparing for the same thing. More than 200,000 Filipino fans in the northeastern United States have already begun mobilizing. Information about where to sit, how to purchase tickets, and how to organize their cheering was shared by social media groups devoted to Ayala's games. Fans have been inquiring about Ayala's match schedule at an unprecedented rate, according to the U.S. Open ticket office. Felix Auger Aliassime, her partner in mixed doubles, was also taken aback. The world number 4 told the Tennis Channel, "It's kind of funny because she's younger than me, but I feel like she has the fan base and is carrying the crowd. It will therefore be fascinating." The star from Canada, who had previously advanced to the U.S. Open semifinals, was fully aware of what he was walking into. During the National Bank Open in his native country, he had observed the Eala effect from a distance. He was going to have a personal look at it on the largest tennis stage. The rock star treatment was going to get much more lavish. There was more to the Open exhibition at Arthur Ashe Stadium than just a display of tennis prowess. It served as a sneak peek into the main draw of the U.S. Open. Are stadiums packed to capacity? A Filipina superstar is at the heart of a crowd waving Philippine flags. There was a lot of enthusiasm in the 23,000-seat Arthur Ashe Stadium. Now in its 4th year in a row, the event has grown to be a staple of U.S. Open Fan Week. Alex Eala, Joao Fonseca, Iva Javic, and Lerner Tien, 4 of tennis's most promising young players, headlined the field. Eala, 21, rose to a career-high world number 18 and became the highest-ranked player in WTA history, making her a worldwide phenomenon. However, there was only one reason for the large crowd at Arthur Ashe Stadium: Alex Eala. The exhibition became a celebration of Filipino pride as more than 3,000 Filipino fans traveled to New York. The world's biggest tennis stadium was filled with the same noise that had reverberated through SoBi Stadium in Toronto and the Lindner Family Tennis Center in Cincinnati. Every portion waved Philippine flags. Alex's "Let's Go" chant reverberated across the crowd. Everything that made Eala unique was on display during the encounter versus Jovic. She moved with assurance. She hit the ball with accuracy. She transformed the crowd's energy into gasoline by feeding off it. The stadium roared when the last point was played. After defeating Jovic, a friend who had previously defeated her twice, Eala had finally broken the 0-2 head-to-head record. On the greatest stage of them all, the Filipina celebrity had made a statement. As more than 3,000 Filipino spectators get ready to fill Arthur Ashe Stadium for Alex Ayala's U.S. Open matches, we reach the question that the tennis community is asking itself. What does the Eala effect mean for the greatest tennis tournament? And how is the Filipina celebrity going to manage the burden of expectations that await her in New York? The solution is more thrilling than anyone could have imagined. Because stadium attendance isn't the only aspect of the Eala effect. The goal is to change the sport itself. Additionally, the tennis world is set to experience something unprecedented as the U.S. Open main draw gets underway. The story is told by the numbers. Eala is the highest-ranked Filipino tennis player in history going into the U.S. Open at a career-high world number 18. For the first time in her career, she is anticipated to be seeded in the women's singles draw, which would be a historic accomplishment for Philippine tennis. She was still struggling to get into the main draws just a year ago. She is currently a seeded participant in the biggest tennis competition. She has had an incredible season in 2026, first-ever WTA circuit victory in Washington, where she overcame world number 3 Jessica Pegula in the championship game. A Wimbledon round of 16 victory. A career-high ranking and 7 wins over opponents ranked in the top 10. The figures are self-evident. Felix Auger Aliassime's startling admission. Eala's partner in mixed doubles, world number 4 Felix Auger Aliassime, has previously acknowledged that he is eager to observe the Eala impact for himself. He told the Tennis Channel, "It's a great opportunity to kind of feel what it's like to have the Eala effect and fan base behind me. She's younger than me, which makes it sort of odd, but I think she has a large following. It's going to be exciting since she's carrying the crowd." The Canadian sensation, who has twice been to the US Open semifinals and won a mixed doubles bronze in the Olympics, is fully aware of what he's getting into. During the Canadian Open, he saw how Eala was treated like a rock star in his native country, packing the 12,500-seat Sobe Stadium to capacity for every match. He is aware that Flushing Meadows would soon be transformed by Filipino supporters into Barangay Ayala's newest outpost. The big stage is ready. Tennis aristocracy, including Novak Djokovic and Irina Sabalenka, Iga Swiatek and Casper Ruud, Elena Rybakina and Taylor Fritz, make up the US Open mixed doubles competition. However, the Ayala-Auger Ali Asim tandem is anticipated to be the audience favorite despite all that star power. The Alex-Felix pair is regarded as open crowd darlings, according to Business World. Eala is taking on the challenge herself. "I am thrilled to have the chance to play with him," she remarked. "The US Open is a very exciting location to play doubles, and given the lineups, I believe mixed doubles in particular will be fascinating and a fantastic opportunity for me." Cincinnati's lessons. Even though Ayala's Cincinnati run ended in a devastating 6-4, 4-6, 26 loss to Amanda Anisimova in the third round, the experience was priceless. Filipino supporters stayed until past midnight to cheer for their hero, transforming the Lindner Family Tennis Center into a sea of Philippine flags. Ayala's star power transcends score lines, as evidenced by the roar from the Filipino faithful even in defeat. The former world #1 in doubles, Renee Stubbs, has cautioned opponents about what they face. "You need to be mentally ready to handle the crowd," she stated. "It's not just Alex Eala's skill and aptitude at taking the ball on and rerouting it like Angie Kerber did. It's the Eala effect. The more than 3,000 Filipino enthusiasts that have flocked to New York are only the start. The Eala effect is set to sweep through tennis' grandest stage, the US Open. Philippine flags from the crowded state to the sea. The Filipina sensation is set to leave her stamp on the largest tournament in sports, from the cheers of "Let's go, Alex," to the clamor that greets each victor. There are times when it's heavy, as Eala herself has stated. Sometimes it's enjoyable. Ultimately, though, I am also conscious that it's a weird experience, so I'm simply attempting to process everything. The superstar Filipina is only getting started. What will she accomplish on the largest stage of them all is still up for debate. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more sports drama and controversy if you like this in-depth look at Alex Eala's presence in New York and what the Eala impact implies for the US Open. What do you think Eala will accomplish in the US Open? Let us know in the comments section below. Will she succeed in New York? Tell us.